Hello. I thought on this Thanksgiving I would just give you a little story, just to help brighten your day. So, warm yourself by the fire, have a seat or snuggle up in your favorite spot, and let me tell you a story. Once, there was a man who was very, very poor. He had been a farmer, and no one raised such fine crops as he did. By and by, in some way, he lost his farm and was left all alone. He had always wanted to do some grand thing, something that would make many people happy. But what could he do? He had no money. All he had was a small boat. As he trudged along one day, he saw some old sacks lying under a tree. As he looked at them, he had a splendid thought, a thought that seemed to have wings and came flying from far away. No, it was a beautiful thought, and seemed to be singing a little song in his heart as he picked up the sacks and placed them in his boat, jumped in himself, and floated away. As he rowed down the stream, the man watched the shore with keen eyes. When he saw an apple orchard, he rowed to land, tied his boat, hastened to the homes near the orchards, and asked for work. He cut wood, carried water, and did all sorts of odd chores. In payment for this work, he asked for food. And what else do you suppose? The people were so surprised at what he asked for, they could hardly believe him. He asked that he might have the seeds from the apples on the ground under the trees. Only the seeds. Of course, they gladly gave him such a simple thing. And as he cut the fruit, the neighbor children swarmed about him. From one place to another he went, always adding to his store of seeds. Some generous farmers gave him also cuttings of peach, pear, and plum trees, and grapevines. Day after day, day after day, he cut up the fruit while the children sat at his feet and listened to thrilling tales of what he had seen in his travels. Of the Indians with their gay blankets and feathers, of their camps where they lived in the forests, of their dances and war paint, their many-colored beaded necklaces and jingling silver chains and bracelets, of their beady-eyed babies strapped to boards, of the wolves which came out at night to watch him as he sat by his fire, of the beautiful deer who ran across his patch. He sang funny songs for the children and taught them all sorts of games. When it came time to go on, they begged him to stay. Never before had they been so amused, but on he went. And when his bags were full, and he had a goodly store of food, he started on to carry out the splendid thought. Oh, it was a grand thing he was going to do. The little boat went on, till houses were no more to be seen. Splendid forests lined the banks here and there. Then he paused, for this was what he was seeking, a place where no one lived. He landed and went about with a bag of seeds, and when he reached an open place in a forest, he planted seeds and cuttings of the trees and vines, then wove a brush fence around them to keep the deer away. He then hastened back to his boat and drifted on. In many, many places he landed and planted seeds, and all the orchards of the Ohio and Mississippi Valley we owe to this man. Years after, when settlers came looking for a place to live, they chose these spots where, to their great surprise, they found all sorts of trees loaded with fruit. This man's name was John Chapman. but he was nicknamed Johnny Appleseed. I wish for you today a wonderful Thanksgiving for you and yours. And when you eat that apple pie, remember Johnny Appleseed. If you like these stories, subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget to hit that notification bell for future stories. And as always, I thank you for taking the time to listen. The end.